Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Before we start today's tutorial, I just wanted to flex my hairline, which is finally growing back. I've been struggling a lot with my hairline, but it's finally coming back, right? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, let's get into our today's tutorial. It's going to be a very easy tack, roll, and pin tutorial. So for us to get started, we're gonna start with the pattings. So for our very first patting, as you can see, I'm just going to do a curved sided patting, and this patting I'm also going to do on the other side. It's really mandatory for one side because this one side is going to be visible, but on the other side, it wasn't really that mandatory, but it really helped with the guiding of how our hairstyle is gonna be. So I think it's actually super important. Anyway, when I was doing this hairstyle, honestly, I was figuring a lot of things along the way because I had an idea of what I wanted to achieve, but I really didn't know how to implement my idea. And so I was just figuring out things along the way. So, yeah, you're gonna see that a lot. But anyway, so I did the carved parting on one side, and I'm just gonna do the same on the other side to make sure that I have equal amount of hair that I'm gonna put away for the front parting. So yeah, just that. On one side, you do not have to put much effort in terms of making the parting super clear. One side needs to be clear, of course, because it's gonna be visible, but this other side is not going to be that visible. So we're going to put this hair aside. That will be our first section. We'll come back to it later, of course. And then for the remaining bit of hair, we're just going to do some little bit of roll and tuck. But to manage this huge chunk of hair, I really needed to put some hair aside. So, of course, the ear to ear always comes to my rescue. I did an ear to ear parting. Um, and for this section, again, you do not have to make this super clean, super clear, because it's not going to be visible anywhere. I was just doing this to put away some bit of hair so that I can work with manageable section, and then I'll come back to this later. And as I mentioned, I was just figuring things along the way. I didn't actually know that this hair is gonna be a little bit overwhelming, that I need to put some bit of it aside. But yes, I was figuring things as I was moving along. So this section of hair, I'm just gonna secure it with my hairband, and then I'll put it aside. I'll come back to it later. As you can see, I was actually thinking, can I can I actually leave it this way? Is it gonna achieve what I wanted? But then I was like, nah, today I don't want to secure, I don't want to sleek my hair at any given point. I just want it to be very loose and very free. Anyway, at the back section, I'm going to do some very, very loose uh roll and tuck. Um so I'm just going to take some small chunk of hair. I'm going to do four sections. So, of course, I started with the mid section to just part my hair into two equals, and then I proceeded to do the fourth section. And then after I did my sections, as you can see, I was just twirling my hair around my fingers, and then I bobby pinned it. But I want you to be a little bit careful with what I'm doing. I did not bobby pin it at the end, rather, it was just at the middle. So, what I was doing actually was just to achieve that barb look in some sort of size, and I was trying to maintain that size all through. So, with my hair being long, I couldn't really bobby pin it at the tip of my hair because then it would make this um the bulbous look to be huge, and I didn't want it to be huge. I just wanted it to be a manageable section. So I was just bobby pinning it halfway, and then as you can see, there was some hair that was remaining loose. Don't worry about that. That was very much intentional. I was actually planning on doing that because then I'll use that remaining loose hair to fill through some of the empty spaces that would come along the way. So this is the first back section. It is done. Now we take the remaining bit of hair. Now for this remaining bit of hair, I wanted to achieve something in terms of a twirl on the sides. So I decided to just pick a chunk of hair from the sides. So I just, as you can see, I just went in and picked a chunk from the side, not too huge, not too little. Then I just, fluff it out, and then I did my twirl. And as you can see, this twirl was it was kind of guided. So you want to make sure that you are guiding it. You are also regulating the size of what this is gonna look like. All the power is in your hands, by the way. So again, just as the other ones, I'm not bobby pinning at them at the tip. I'm just bobby pinning it halfway and then letting the loose hair remain. And I'm gonna do the same thing on this other side. So I'll just pick some bunch of hair. I'm gonna fluff it out, and then I'm gonna guide it as I twirl it to create this twirling illusion. I really don't know the name to give, but then yes, that is just what I was trying to achieve. And as you're twirling, remember, I'm not twirling it towards the center, I'm twirling it away from the center, from the midsection, sorry, the midsection. So I'm twirling it towards my ear and not towards the mid of my head. So yes, and then I'm also guiding it to make sure that I am covering up any spaces, because I mean, how would you be proud of your tack, roll and tack, if it has like empty spaces and gaps and all that? So you want to make sure you avoid that. At this point, now we are remaining with the middle hair. Remember, this has been formed by some of the loose hair from our already twirled hair, and then some section at the midsection that was has not been attended to. So I'm just gonna take this. Um, of course, please make sure you use a mirror to guide you on this, because I really don't know how you'd know where there's an empty space that you need to fill for you to be able to fill it up correctly. So yeah, I was using a mirror, you can see it there, and I was trying very, very much to make sure that I'm seeing what I'm doing. This hairstyle, I really could just not use instincts alone. I needed help, and that was my mirror. So yes, I'm just taking those loose hair, twirling them a little bit, then rolling and then tucking and pinning. As simple as rolling, tucking, pinning. That is basically it. If you just master that, take a piece or a chunk of hair, roll it a bit, tuck it, and then you pin it, you're good to go. So yes, anyway, just gonna do that. Also be careful as you're pulling that. Remember when we were pinning the other sections, we were pinning halfway. So mostly you're going to be pulling hair from this other hair that you've already pinned. So you don't want to be super rough with it, because I mean, the bobby pins would pull out, and it will become very loose, or probably you might end up missing it, and the bobby pin would come out, drop off, just things like that. So look out for such, and make sure that you do not mess up your hairstyle. So this is our second final pin, and this is now our final. Remember, as you can see, I'm just really trying to create something. This is not guided. It's not a specific formula that, you'll say, oh, this would go here, this would go here. No, I was just really trying to do things. I really don't know. But anyway, this is how it looks like at the back. I think I liked it. I didn't actually know it would look like this, but I liked it. Um, I always like my bobby pin hairstyle, so of course I'm gonna be a little bit biased. Please let me know if you like this. Anyway, for the final piece of hair, I'm just gonna part it into two equals. And for these two equals, I'm gonna just twirl and then roll. I'm gonna twirl and bobby pin it. So it's nothing special, but for this section, because it's like a huge chunk of hair, you want to make sure while you're twirling as if you're doing a cornrow. And then once you're satisfied with the size, the fluffiness, please feel free to adjust anything. Make sure you look for a better position where you want to bobby pin it. You see, I was doing a lot of guessing and just trying to see which is the best place to bobby pin it, and just looking for a place. And I found that I can bobby pin that there while maintaining the volume that I want to achieve. And then again, just like all the others, I have some remaining loose hair. And so for this remaining loose hair, I'm gonna again look for an empty space and bobby pin it there. Be careful not to pop out your bobby pin. It can easily come off. And if it's easily coming off, of course, feel free to use more than one bobby pin. You're not really restricted to just using one bobby pin. Feel free to use more than that. And you're going to see that because for some reasons, when I was partitioning these sections, I did not do even partitions. So for this front section, the hair is huge. So I'm going to need a lot of bobby pins to make sure that it stays intact. Again, I'm just styling it and guiding it and fluffing it out to my desirable size. And then I'm going to look for a place where it will best sit when I bobby pin. And then I'm going to take my bobby pins and I'll go ahead and bobby pin it. So I think at that point, I'm happy with the bobby pinning it there. So I'll just go ahead with my bobby pin. But as you can see at this point, this hair was really heavy on just one bobby pin. Actually had to do three of them for it to stay intact. As you can see, I did three here. And then I remained with my loose hair, which again, I just fluffed it out and looked for a gap that I could fill with it, and that was it. And that is basically it. So it was more of like a trial and error kind of hairstyle, but it was something, right? I think it was. I really don't know. You guys need to let me know how you feel about this. And I think also my camera went off at this point. I had to go back to using my phone to record, and you can see the difference on the sides. I think there's a reflection, but this is the final look. This is how the hairstyle turned out. Please let me know what you think about this hairstyle. This are the side. This is where I was saying it will show. And then on the other side, of course, the parting was covered, so it was not as important. And this is how the back side looks like. I mean, I was actually not I was also not convinced that this is going to turn out okay. So I kept on checking the mirror and all that. But yes, please let me know what you think of this hairstyle. I'll really appreciate comments. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. And I'll see you guys in my next video.